Hello everyone, welcome on our channel. Today we have special guest, Slava Fokin from TG DAO. TG DAO is the whole ecosystem and launchpad and DAO, etc., etc. Slava, pass the mic to you. Please tell us what is TG DAO, what is your role in this project?
Yeah, hi everyone, and hi Slava. Nice to meet you today. Well, I have a long title. Like my full title would be Chief Business Development Officer of Launchpad TG DAO 3.0. Yes, so as you can see, that's pretty long. Yeah, but anyway, if we talk about Launchpad TG DAO 3.0, like as you can see from the name. First of all, this is a launchpad for blockchain startups. But what is really special about us is that we are governed under the principles of DAO. Yeah, and actually, I think that this is something that makes us really special. Yeah, because now, like DAO itself, it's a really hot thing, I would say. Yeah, but I don't think that there are any launchpads or any startup accelerators or incubators which use this concept. Yeah, and that's why, like, I believe that like we have a really interesting concept which can change the whole market.
Okay, and for the beginning, let's clarify what is DAO from your perspective and from perspective of your team.
Yeah, sure. So basically, we did not invent the term DAO. Yeah, like the DAO itself. So it has three components. It's a decentralized, autonomous organization. Yeah, and we can just pick each of them and try to look at it more in detail. So decentralized, what it means. So basically, it means that there is no central authority. Yeah, that these organizations, they are governed on the bottom-up principle. And I think this is a really cool thing now because people, they just, like, if there is a chance not to be governed by a central authority, they prefer it to do this way. And actually, why it's happening right now that the decentralization it becomes a really hot topic is because of blockchain. Yeah, because the adoption of blockchain, it becomes bigger and bigger, and there are more and more people who use it, and that's why they can organize themselves into this kind of organization. Yeah. Then the second point is autonomous. Yeah, what it means that it should be self-sufficient. Yeah, it should be able to exist without any external support. And here we talk about the economical model. Yeah, that that it should be, there should be some business model that would support it. And on the other hand, there should be some governmental model, like a set of rules, which will make this organization possible just to function. Okay, and the third point is the organization. So basically, what is organization? It's like if we talk about it, basically it's a group of people who organize themselves to achieve certain goal and to have some purpose. Yeah, like that's the principles how organizations in any areas they are being created. And here we have a definite purpose. We just want to reinvent this way how blockchain startups are being financed. So that's why we are going to create our project.
And how do you think, again, from your perspective, the DAO differ from any organization like, say, NGO or group of people that is self-organized?
Well, I would say that here it's really important to keep in mind that if we talk about DAOs, first of all, they exist online. Yeah, they are based on blockchain technologies. And basically, the term DAO, it appeared not so long ago. I think the concept, it was first mentioned in 2013. So only 8 years ago. Yeah, so it's a pretty new concept itself. And by the way, there it was not even the organization, it was DAC, like a Digital Autonomous Corporation. Yeah, but corporation, like it sounds more commercial. That's why it's transformed into autonomous organization. And then Vitalik Buterin, when he described his vision of Ethereum, he used this concept. So basically, he says that Ethereum, it also aims to become a DAO. I don't know whether it's still there, maybe not, but it goes that way. Yeah, and I think that in general, if we look like, I don't know if you have heard in the news, it was maybe today or yesterday, that in the United States, there was an auction and there was some like very old copy of the US Constitution, which should have been auctioned. And there was a group of people who just created a DAO to collect funding and to buy this constitution. Yeah, because they didn't want it to go to some private investor. They just wanted to buy it and to put into a museum so that anyone could come and just look and read this artifact. Yeah, unfortunately, they did not succeed, because I mean that they succeeded because they raised more than $30 million in 3 days. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah, because like, this mechanism. So in 3 days, I mean that such level of funding, like from zero, from scratch, because nothing existed like 3 days before. But in 3 days,
did they do it on blockchain or it just an organization?
I mean that they collected money in crypto.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes. So basically, yes, we can say that
it connects to our topic.
Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, they did not succeed in buying this piece, and actually, it's also a consequence of their like openness. I mean that on blockchain everything is open, and I believe that someone who wanted to buy that piece, he just knew how much money they had, so he was able to prepare a larger bid. Yeah, so he could just bid a higher amount, and eventually he just bought that piece of constitution. Yeah, but I mean that it's still like, it's a very good example how people can unite very quickly, and there's no central authority, like no one tells them what to do and how to do it, because it's more like a collective mindset which keeps things going.
Yeah, it perfectly suits the nature of blockchain, I would say. And perhaps without blockchain, DAO seems kind of impossible. I mean, perfect DAO.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for those who just came to our channel, today we have special guest TG DAO, and Purify, as in most of the cases, provides compliance for their pre-IDO stage. It needed to say that guys gonna launch their token. I hope soon, and after token launch, they're gonna integrate Purify protocol as the ML provider to their launchpad. And yeah, I guess the launchpad is the only software product you have, right?
Yeah,
or
that's
you have
right.
something more in your...
Well, I would say that TG, it's a brand name for a whole ecosystem.
Okay.
And this ecosystem, it will include a lot of different projects, but we need to start, like, we need to do everything step by step. Yeah, so basically the first project that we will launch, it will be the launchpad.
Yeah, so just to shed light on our cooperation, further cooperation, we're gonna provide a pre-IDO ML service. We do financial audit for all their incoming money on seed stage, pre-sale stage, and we integrate TG DAO will integrate Purify protocol as the protocol for their launchpad to get compliant. Okay, let's move to questions from our community and from our team. So the first question was about DAO. I believe you already explained it, but let's clarify in terms of Launchpad what DAO means for us, for you.
Yeah, sure. So if we look at the Launchpad, there are always two sides involved. The first side are investors who want to buy tokens from blockchain startups. And the second side, it's always their startups themselves. Yeah, and I think that each of them, like they have their own interests, they have their own problems. So here, I think we need to regard them separately. If we talk about investors, how DAO can be used for investors on our Launchpad. So first of all, I would say that our Launchpad, it's not only about investing. I mean, it is about investing, but it's not the most important thing for us. We think that the most important thing is gathering and sharing information about startups. I mean that some investors, they can have some thoughts or some knowledge, and they are able to share this information with other members of community. And together, they become owners of this wisdom of crowd. I mean that when a big community starts discussing something, it turns to a completely new level. What it means, it can have like different consequences. I mean that first of all, investors, they can decide what projects they will appear on the platform and what projects not. Yeah, I mean that if there's some information which said that the project won't be profitable enough, or it's risky for some other parameters, then investors as a group, they can make a decision just not to list this project on the Launchpad, and it won't be there. Yeah, so it's not this decision, it's not governed by someone who just manages our Launchpad. Like okay. every member of the community of our Launchpad, they have the right to say something, to make some proposal, which will be voted by other community members. Yeah, and like together, some decision will be made. Then this is the first one. The second one, again, this is about the community. Together, community, they can make not just individual investments, like each member just buys some part of tokens, yeah, but they can organize their investments into pools, and then these pools, they can be managed more efficiently. So this is, I think this is a very interesting concept, which is really new. I mean that no other Launchpad has something like that, because it's possible in venture funds or like more solid organizations. Yeah, but on this level of blockchain Launchpads, and nothing like that exists. And like we are going to introduce it and to give new possibilities to investors.
Okay, good. Move to the next question. There are going to be questions from Twitter section or from live section. It depends on the conversation flow. And the next question is about Purify. Hello, guys. Any updates on Purify development stage? So we already launched MVP. MVP is a minimal valuable product, and we already have a line of beta testers, and TG DAO one of them. And that's why we have this conversation. Right now, Purify protocol is the widget which allows user to check their wallet, and as well as businesses to check users' wallet and ban those who try to use dirty money. It's easy to use, easy to integrate, and for those who want to check, we will provide the link below this video after this conversation, and you can go online and check. And you can even check your own wallet, but in Rinkeby network. It's launched on test network right now. And once we integrate our widget to a set of DeFi Web 3.0 websites, we will let you know in our Telegram group. So stay tuned. Move forward. Let's discuss advantages for investors. To Launchpad again.
Okay. So basically, what I mentioned, we create a lot of opportunities and a lot of technical infrastructure for communication and interactions between investors. I can even say that, I would say that we have an integrated social network into the Launchpad. Yeah, but it's not the social network just like Facebook or any other social network, because I mean, we don't do it just to make people talk there. What is our focus is not talking, but making decisions. So basically, we create some tools which allow people just to discuss something, to make proposals, and they then make decisions out of that proposals.
How,
so,
by taking or paying, or what? How this decision thing works?
Well, that's a really good question. Like, if we talk about the decision making, there are a lot of mechanisms how they are made. And basically, if we look at blockchains, it's usually also a part of their infrastructure. Yeah, because basically the proof of stake, proof of work, proof of authority, it's the way how decisions on the blockchain level are made. Yeah, and basically we use a lot of like research and scientific development to implement those options, how decisions can be made in the most efficient way. Like usually we are used, like people in larger society, we are used that, okay, if something is needed to be decided, usually we have to elect a new president. Yeah, so basically usually just the majority decides who will be the next president. Yeah, I mean that more people, they voted for that candidate, so he becomes a new president. But sometimes it's not the most efficient way to select someone. So there are other methods how this can be done, and we provide these methods within our social network.
Okay, it's interesting. I guess let's move to other question. What is the advantages for startups?
Yeah, okay. Well, I would say that one of the things which are common for like traditional startups, which are non-blockchain startups, they have a whole infrastructure for their development. And one part of this infrastructure is startup incubators and accelerators. Yeah, so basically this is some organizations who support startups on their path, who just mentor them and provide them with necessary resources. Unfortunately for blockchain startups, now there's no similar programs. And we are going to change the situation, because the incubation and acceleration of startups, it will be an essential part of our process. So basically, when startup comes to us, we don't just provide them with funding. If we look at the traditional startups again, so usually startups don't just seek for money when they do fundraising. There's such a term as smart money. Yeah, so basically this is something more than money, and that's why we are going to do this. So we are not interested in just providing money, but we are interested in providing something more that will lead the startup to success. I think this is like one of our key advantages. Another very interesting thing is that we are going to work not only with blockchain startups, which are like digital companies, but we are going to introduce a bridge between offline, like physical businesses, and the blockchain world.
So it sounds very revolutionary.
Yeah, exactly. And it includes a lot of different things, because like there's a legal part in it, there's a technological part, and we have a big team which works on different pieces of this puzzle just to make it happen. But if we talk about the legal part, there's a really interesting concept. There's such a term in the legislation as cooperative societies. So basically it means that a lot of people, they unite and they started working with some goals, like with some business goal. So basically we are going to do the same, like token holders, they will become the members of these cooperative societies. Yeah, and it will be like a completely legal way to become a shareholder in startup, which is for now like not really possible for all other startups. Yeah, I mean that this is something like maybe it's something like security tokens, which is a really complicated procedure. Yeah, I mean that startups who are going to do the STO, like it takes them a lot of time and resources to get prepared, and we are going to simplify this process significantly.
Okay. And there is another question from the live section. Just a moment. How can I participate in TG DAO projects?
Okay, again, it depends on what side you want to participate. If you are a startup, we will be happy to consider your application. I mean that our platform, it has not been launched, but at the same time we are already scouting startups who are going to do their IDO in 3 months or something like that. Because
as far as I know, you have some kind of beta version or something.
Yes. Actually, like as I said, we are not released yet, but the platform, it's in an active stage of development. So it will be ready pretty soon. Yeah, and the release will happen very soon. So actually, we are already looking for startups on the one hand. As an investor, again, so you also will, like, very soon you will be able to register there and to start discussing. As a member of our DAO, you can start discussing and voting on how you want this community to be governed and what startups you want to see on the platform. So basically, right now, you will be able to influence the decision of what will be expected in the future.
I see. Okay. And the next question is the bunch of questions. I will group them. When pre-sale? When is the date of listing? When launch?
Okay, so I would say that like I won't announce the exact date, but I will tell you that everything will be pretty soon. So we expect that both the launch and the pre-sale and the listing, they will happen in December. So only like several weeks left. So stay tuned.
Okay, good. Okay, do you have any audit report of how safe is your smart contract from bugs?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Basically, one of our principles, we want to protect the investors within our launch pad. And like we have a really big efforts on this part. And of course, we are going to make our own smart contract and technology as safe and protected as possible. And the audits, the external audits, of course, they are an essential part of this process. But right now, we don't have any because our smart contracts, they're still in the process of development. So as soon as they're finalized, we will do it.
Okay, thanks for your answer. And what inspiration or motivation made you all build that project?
Well, that's a really good question because, you know, we have a very big team. And I think that each team member, he or she, they have different motivations. Me personally, you know, I've been working with startups maybe for 10 years already. And that's why I know all the pains which startups have. On the other hand, I've been an investor. Yeah, that's why I was on another side as well. And I know how difficult it can be to participate in those public rounds of blockchain startups. And I'm just willing to change the situation, yeah, because I know that there's a room for improvements here.
Okay, good. And the next question is rather to me. Again, the question is, how TG DAO and Purify do collaboration? So again, Purify is finished their MVP. The product on this market is continue developing. So right now we have MVP. And our sales team and business development team is seeking for first adopters, is seeking for first beta testers. And TG DAO, one of them, and our service can be divided to two parts. First part, we provide pre-IDO financial auditing, or let's say pre-IDO anti-money laundering analytics. We analyze all the incoming transaction and check whether they have dirt or not. Another part of Purify services is host-to-host integration with the Launchpad, DEXs, and other DeFi protocols. Since TG DAO is a Launchpad, we once guys have their production version, we will integrate Purify into their platform as well. That's how we are going to collaborate. Okay, and probably there are a bunch of questions that already been discussed. Let me check what is the holders. Interesting question. It's gonna be the last question, I believe, unless you have a question to Purify. But from our side, it's gonna be the last question. What are the benefits for token holders? I mean, holders of your token when users buy.
Okay, yeah. You know, on the one hand, I think it was supposed to be a simple question, yeah, because usually if you own some tokens, you can stake them and you get some rewards like yield fund and all that stuff, yeah. And we will also have this, but we will have something else, and you know, I think it's pretty exciting. So basically, the idea is the following: each member of our community will have a reputation, and depending on your reputation, you get a guaranteed allocation in each IDO which happens on our platform.
The allocation is guaranteed.
Yes. The allocation is guaranteed, but the size is different and it depends on your reputation. So the more reputation you have, the bigger allocation you have. But sometimes you may just not want to invest in a particular project. Yeah, I mean that you are assigned with an allocation, but for some reasons you don't want to invest. And the thing is that you will be able to sell your allocation to someone else. So basically, if you have reputation, you can earn without investing. You can just sell your allocations to other participants. And that's a very good way to do the passive income.
Okay, it's interesting. I would say that token utility is not an easy question for the most of the protocols, but in terms of Launchpad, for me, it's pretty clear. Once you have token, you have allocation. Easy busy. Nothing
Yeah,
to add.
that's right. Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated because it's not only about owning the token, but to have a good reputation, you should also provide some value to the community. Yeah, because as I say, we are not only about investing, like we have this principle of DAO, and DAO is community. So basically, your reputation, it does not only depend on how many tokens you hold. It also depends how active you are in the community, how people trust you, how they support your proposals, and like there are a lot of factors. Actually, there is a formula which which is behind your reputation. Yeah, but we do not for the first several months, we do not want to reveal this formula to avoid manipulations. Like in some time, the members of our community, they can vote and decide to reveal the formula. Yeah, but it will be up to them. So again, so we are decentralized, so people just decide whether they want to make it open or not. It's up to community.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your attending. It was a good conversation. I believe we addressed all the questions from our community. Let me check just a moment. Yes, I guess we addressed all the questions. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Slava. It was really interesting to talk to you.
See you.
Yeah, bye.